At Gen Con just hours ago, we got the first look at the next 3 years of Magic the Gathering, and I want to share that with all of you. With this being the 30th anniversary of Magic the Gathering, Wizards has decided to share their plans for the next 3 years of Magic the Gathering, including an entire arc that will wrap up in the last set they show off. There are some things they wanted to make clear as they were going forward on the next 3 years of Magic the Gathering is 1. Innovation for the future in honoring the past of Magic the Gathering, 2. Creating something for everybody, and 3. Commitment to Magic the Gathering lore and story. The Omen Path was created at the end of the March of the Machine arc, and it's going to be a humongous part of the story going forward. The Omen Path were portals opened up on every plane that lets regular people, not just planeswalkers, travel between planes. But we really don't know how those pathways work, so this is going to be very, very interesting. The beginning of this will start with the Wilds of Eldraine in the Omen Path arc, and this arc will cover a number of sets in 2024. But before we do that, let's talk about the sets that we have so far, including Ixalan. Ixalan will feature a brand new mechanic on this existing world. Basically, we'll be getting a whole new world as we explore the underneath of Ixalan. They really wanted to focus on, well, we've been to Ixalan before, but now there's this whole new world and all these new mechanics to find out. There will also be a new card type being released in booster packs called Special Guests that will help bring us back reprints and kind of give some flavor to the sets. In addition to that, we will be getting a Jurassic World crossover with this Universes Beyond release. Think similarly to the Brothers War and Transformers, we'll be receiving some really cool Jurassic Park cards in our packs, and we'll be getting 2 additional secret lair drops later this year. Moving on to the Doctor Who, what we know about that, we're getting those decks and all that stuff related to it on October 13th, and the Lord of the Rings Part 2 will be coming out in November with some new treatments, some new cards and scenes even. We'll be getting a special Sauron art card that I have shown here, and we'll be getting a lot more special arts like this. So if Lord of the Rings is one of your favorite sets and you want to pick up some more of these super cool cards, well, here we go. And with that, let's dive right in to 2024. I am so excited to talk about all of this, and we have Ravnica Remastered. This will be a combination of all 3 sets of Ravnica with some awesome cards. I'm not sure what they're going to put in it yet, but they did show off some cards with some retro frames, and I am super hyped. Ravnica is a set that the more you look into it, just the more cool things you learn about it. In addition to Ravnica, we have a new set in 2024, Murder at Karlov Manor. This will be a set based around a murder mystery that will be able to give players an experience to solve murders with all the different sets and factions in Ravnica. This will also be a partnership with Clue, as the 75th anniversary of Clue is coming out with a new Ravnica board game alongside this set. I'm not super sure what this all entails. They were kind of letting us know this is cool murder mystery stuff and not really sure if this is a main story set and whatnot, but this is going to be super cool, and if you love Ravnica and murder mysteries, this is your set. Our first new secret layer of 2024 is Fallout. We will be getting some awesome commander decks that cross over. There's going to be commander decks for each of the different factions trying to rebuild the Fallout universe, spelled out on Magic cards. This will be coming out March 2024. And finally, the first new world, and we haven't gone to one in a while, of 2024 is the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. This is a really exciting set and a new take that Magic hasn't been able to do before because of the use of the Omen Paths. This world is going to be a world of villains. This is a world that all those villains are going to be coming to and collecting, and it is a Western-themed world. This is really interesting because it's not like they're just going to a plane that's Western-themed. This is a world that all these villains are coming to, and it, turns into this Western, out West, bad, cowboy kind of world. It would be really interesting to see, but this is kind of going to be a gathering of all the bad guys all over the Magic universe, and should be very, very cool. As we're moving into the second quarter of 2024, we'll be getting a Modern Horizons 3, and no doubt this will be a very expensive set. We'll be getting the first time 2-sided cards will be seen in Modern Horizons, and the set should be very cool because of that. This will also be on Arena and give players a chance to play with this really fun set. But they did want to mention this does not mean Modern is coming to Arena, so I guess we get what we can. Arena is also trying to make it the place for the most competitive Pioneer scene. They will be adding a Pioneer Masters, trying to add in all of the rest of the relevant cards in Pioneer today, in addition to the other sets that they kind of come out, but basically making it the place to play Pioneer digitally. In addition to that, Wizards is trying to connect you playing in your local game store to you playing online. You basically playing some games on Friday night, you wake up Saturday morning, log into Arena, and you're going to gain some benefit from you playing at your local game store. This is a really cool idea, and I really love the idea of getting more people out and that that kind of crossover effect. We'll see more of this later on in 2024. Now, the last thing we have to talk about 2024 that's Universes Beyond is a new Assassin's Creed partnership. And it's been very, very cool. And we're getting a brand new type of Secret Lair product called Beyond Boosters. This Universes Beyond will take parts of every Assassin's Creed universe and kind of tie them all together. And these Beyond Boosters are not a fully draftable booster, but they're going to give players a little bit of flavor into the Assassin's Creed worlds. In addition, these are going to be modern playable, which is very interesting. I didn't think that they were going to be doing that, and I guess we'll see more about this as we get closer. In the third quarter of 2024, we'll see another brand new Magic set that is the start of what they're calling the Dragon Storm arc, and this is a set called Bloomburrow. This is a very, very fun, enchanting world where there is not a single human. This is all animals that have weapons and clothes, and it's kind of this really charmful, amazing universe, and I'm really excited to see what that's all about. You can definitely guarantee to get some really cool squirrel cards in the set, and a whole lot of other themes that we just haven't gotten a lot of. Bloomburrow is a charming and kind of reminds me a little bit of Eldraine, and I really like that. In the last set of 2024 is a very scary set called Duskmourn House of Horror. This will be a top-down horror set similar to Innistrad, but focused around modern horror themes. There will be a drastic difference between this gothic horror and modern horror set, as we get some very, very spooky cards that is going to be super cool to see more of. And before we dive into 2025 and 2026, I just want to say, if you aren't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I try to put out good content just like this video. I hope you're enjoying, and let's just dive right back into it. Now, looking into 2025, we are getting into more Magic and the future of Magic than we ever have been before. From here on, we'll only be seeing code names, and we'll get some other references based on the sets and whatnot, but not really a full picture like we do with the last couple sets that I talked about. In addition to this, these sets aren't final, so this art and ideas can change as times go on, or maybe even get scrapped entirely. I guess we'll see. First off, starting off the year, we'll be getting an Innistrad Remastered that takes all the previous visits to Innistrad and compiles them into a super fun drafting experience. I am so excited for this. Innistrad and Ravnica, the two remaster sets we're getting, are some of my favorite planes and just are so amazing. I'm very much looking forward to this master set, and I'm very much looking forward to 2025. Next off, we have tennis. Wait, not that kind of tennis. This set will feature a death race that goes across 3 different worlds. This is a super cool and unique idea that we can do now because of the Omen Paths. In addition to this, we learned that 2 of these worlds have been in premiere sets that we have not returned to yet, and the third one is a set only ever seen on cards but never visited before, meaning this is a brand new chance to get some really cool cards from all different kinds of worlds. This also kind of feels like to me they're pushing Magic into a more future, less medieval-ish environment, which I'm excited for, but I don't know how excited I really am for it just yet. And our next codename set is Ultimate, coming out in 2025. And Ultimate will be a set combining the best of both Khans of Tarkir and a Return to Tarkir set. This is such an amazing idea, and we're definitely going to get some new and amazing dragons. Tarkir is also one of those sets I've always wanted to play, but I just couldn't get into Magic soon enough to do so, and this looks super great. With the first Universes Beyond collaboration in 2025, we see a Final Fantasy crossover with a full booster release. This tentpole booster release will be amazing in combining parts from every Final Fantasy game from the first all the way to the new released Final Fantasy 16. This is a super cool set, and we will also be seeing this on Arena. So if you only play on Arena, well, you're going to get to enjoy this as well. In addition to Arena on 2025, we'll be getting a huge overhaul to help new players and experienced ones benefit more. They really didn't go into too much depth about what they're going to be doing here, but they did hint at maybe getting more than 2 people in a game at a time, so maybe Commander coming to Arena potentially. It is a couple years out, and I guess this will develop more as we come to it, but I would really love that. Moving on to our next keyword, we have volleyball, which is a new set and theme that we have never experienced before. And this could be one of the most controversial sets coming out. We are going to space, and this time it's not a carnival, but aliens in real space. This space opera-based set is going to be something that we've never experienced in Magic the Gathering, and the design team has never really designed around before. This is going to be able to put us in all sorts of new places, and I guess Infinity kind of launched us into that, yeah, why not space kind of theme, and this is going to be very controversial. I can see people super excited and loving this idea, and other people saying this is the worst idea Magic the Gathering's ever had. So I'm super excited to see what you think about that too. And I know I've said it a lot so far about things being super exciting, but honestly, this might be the most anticipated thing I will be waiting for 2025, which is our new keyword, wrestling, that will be the comeback to Lorwyn. Lorwyn was just such a charming world from so long ago that we've never been able to return to, and now we are. In addition to this, Mark Rosewater wanted to make a point saying that think of this returning to Lorwyn in a similar way that we returned to Kamigawa. We're getting kind of a refreshed, updated feel for this world, not this old design, sort of aspect, but this new, enticing world that, was really popular. Kamigawa was one of the biggest sets in Magic the Gathering's history, so I'm super excited to see what they do with Lorwyn and what kind of new effects we get with this set. Now we're going to be moving into 2026, and we only got a couple things shown here, but it's going to be really interesting. And the first new keyword we got is called yachting, and it's a return to Arcavios, the home of Strixhaven. We didn't really get any more than that, but I guess we're returning to Arcavios, which will be really, really cool. And lastly, the last spoiler, all the way in 2026 is a set called Ziplining, and this will be a capstone set. This will encompass every set, starting with the Wilds of Eldraine coming out in just a few months, all the way to this capstone event set. Think March of the Machine, think War of the Spark. This is kind of going to encompass everything that we've talked about so far into one, compiled big story, world-changing, ending. They really couldn't show us anything more than that because we're just not close enough to see what that's going to be yet. I guess Mark Rosewater said there'd just be too many spoilers if he were to tell you anything at all about this set, but that's kind of it, the encompass of the last bit there. And in addition to that, we're getting a new secret lair August 10th, and it is an Angel commander deck. Similarly to the heads I win, tails you lose in the dual-sided commander decks, this is a fully playable commander deck coming out August 10th at 9 a.m. So if you're interested in that, maybe you want to pick that up, keep an eye out for it. But we got a couple spoilers, so you can take a look at these cards, and that's kind of it. But this is such an amazing view into the next 3 years of Magic Gathering, and I'm so excited and happy you joined in to see it. If you aren't subscribed, please do so. You would really be helping me out if you would, and I would really appreciate to see your comments and likes and all that sort of stuff. I love viewer interaction, so, if you just liked this video, say thanks, I really enjoyed it. Or if you didn't, say, hey, I didn't like it. It helps me out either way, and it would really mean a lot to me. And now we're going to look at our Scryfall card of the day with Jasper Sentinel. The arrows of the Elvish Elite strike as true and deadly as the fangs of the Cosmos Serpent they revere. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you later, Planeswalkers.